Yes, let's do it.
Do it. All right. Um, discussion. All right. Quick icebreaker. Still gone, or I guess we started around last time. I can lead it this time.
Okay.
So for an icebreaker, um, what is what is like one simple food you will never like eat? Like you irrationally refuse to eat it.
Hot dogs. I don't eat hot dogs. I'll eat a bratwurst, weirdly enough, but I don't do hot dogs.
Really?
Yeah, so the last like three times I've had hot dogs, I got food poisoning one of the times, and then just like uh unspeakable things to a toilet the other two times. So I am
Fair
out of
enough.
the hot dog eating lifestyle, I guess. But I do love bratwurst. I'll eat like a bratwurst like once a week, honestly. They're freaking way
Okay.
better.
I stay clear of olives. I don't like olives.
Olives.
Fair.
All olives or just black or green?
Just all olives. I don't even like it on pizza. It's a no-go.
That's fair.
They're pretty gross.
Mine is I like if something's got mayonnaise in it, I won't eat it. Even if it's like I've like tasted it and I know it tastes good. If I find out there's mayonnaise in it, it's just like I'm done eating it.
Wait, do you like fry sauce?
I do like fry sauce, but like I know there's mayonnaise in there. So like there's some like cognitive dissonance when I'm eating it. I'm like, man, there's like mayonnaise in this. So yeah, fry sauce is an interesting one. But like potato salad, like if I can taste there's like mayonnaise in there, I'm just like it's over. It's done.
I mostly agree. Mostly agree.
That's funny. I honestly don't even know. I mean, I don't like vegetables. I can care less about them.
All vegetables?
So, yeah, I just don't. I mean, I'll eat carrots, sort of. Like, I don't know. I'm just not a huge vegetable fan. I think they're just so bland. Um, I just don't care for them. Vegetables would be mine. But I'm also the
Are
same
you
way with mayonnaise. Anything, even if it's delicious, and then I know it's mayonnaise, it's the nastiest thing ever. And I don't like fry
um
sauce, so
do you are you like a big fruit fan? Like do you really like fruits?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I do.
I'm actually mostly the opposite. Like I like a lot of fruits, mostly berries. Like I can eat just about any berry just constantly. A lot of citrus I could eat like constantly, but other than that, on fruits. And then like vegetables, I'll eat any like every single one. Like, but I'm Southern,
Really.
so like for some reason, Southern women know how to make vegetables taste like they're bad for you. So,
All deep fried, right?
it's like for example, like squash. Like squash is like I don't know if it's uncooked. I think it's like the worst sounding thing ever. And then like you just get like this Southern lady to just absolutely boil it in just straight butter with salt and pepper. I'm like, I'm there. And I'm pretty much any vegetable like that. If you just boil it in butter, like I'm there for it. So
You know, I probably would like vegetables too, covered in butter and salt. So
it's like I just grew up like eating. My wife can't stand it though because in the South we just eat like a lot of honestly our food is either super crunchy like fried or super mushy. So it's like macaroni or mashed potatoes or boiled every vegetable, collard greens and squash. And my wife is like, you guys with your textures are like the most disgusting people ever. I'm like, but our food is way better than yours, though. And your
Do you like
casserole is mushy. So
Do you like boiled peanuts?
Oh, love them. I have like
Really?
multiple cans in my pantry right now.
Jeez.
Absolutely adore them.
That's hilarious. That's too funny.
Did you guys see we have like a midterm this week?
What was that?
We have a midterm
What's
on
up?
like Friday.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
says it's only going to take like 30 minutes. So I'm assuming it's going to be like
It's
a
just
couple essay
based on
questions.
all of fallacies.
Oh,
No,
Yes.
no definition of fallacies and those type of things.
Yeah, it's really not that bad.
How'd you take
very-
it?
You've taken it?
I have.
Jeez, someone's on the ball.
No, I just used my Monday holiday and just worked on all homework up until Saturday. So I've had a nice peaceful week.
There we
It's
go.
been really nice.
There you go.
All right. So, the first question was a 401k plan is a retirement savings option where you can save money on taxes. So how does this incentivize you to save money instead of spend it the moment you receive it? Why does the government offer this tax incentive? What'd you guys put?
I kind of put something like what you said. Um, it's like hardly a tax incentive because you pay taxes on it later.
Mhm.
I mean, it is an incentive because they give you a write-off or whatever, but you're still gonna pay like way more later because of capital gains tax. But yeah, I pretty much put like what you said, like it helps you grow your money faster. So
It's funny. I actually my 401k is not a normal 401k. I have a Roth 401k, so it gets taxed now. So when I take out,
Mhm.
it's not taxed. So
Yeah, I've heard the Roth
Which is
I mean,
ones are preferred.
crazy.
yeah, I prefer it now because then when I retire, I don't have to worry about it.
It's nice.
Plus, you just like hand that to your kids, and they're like, "Oh crap, that's nice."
Just a bunch of free
Yep.
money. Interest expense on your home mortgage is a tax deductible. For example, if your monthly mortgage is 1,400, maybe $1,000 a month of that would go towards interest. This might save you $2,000 in taxes at the end of the year. Why does the government offer this incentive? How might this alter the price of a house?
I put because they're just trying to encourage homeownership because that's part of the American dream is to own your own home. So it kind of helps you get to that point. I feel like by doing it though, it makes it more affordable. I mean, it's still not affordable for me. Like right now, there's no way I'm buying a house in Utah. Um, but it makes it more affordable for people that are millionaires.
You don't want a 40-year mortgage. They're doing those these days.
40 years.
It's 40 years. So the government just passed it, I think at the start of May. You can get a
Start of May.
government backed 40-year mortgage. I'm like, I'm not saying that's the rest of my life because it's probably not. But holy
Pretty
crap,
darn
that's
close.
close. Like, I mean, nobody's gonna live in a house for 40 years, especially these days with
That will
everybody.
make me 71.
Holy crap. That's just crazy. Like, everybody's trying to keep up with the Joneses here in Utah. So, like, nobody lives in a house for like that long. So, I mean, might as well just pull the trigger on it. I,
Um,
I I'm not doing it.
nah. I always thought 30 was pushing it.
30 is your low. But then if you go any lower than 30, your like mortgage is like through the roof.
Oh yeah,
Force you
your
to do
mortgage
it.
becomes like 2K, 3K a month. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
I don't know how people do that. I have a
Yeah, I know like
coworker.
some
don't know
people
either.
like for my mission, like they'll like I don't know what they're doing for work, but I just assume they're in school. Like they're like 20 years old, they'll get home from their mission, get married, and then like buy a house all in the same year. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, how did you do that? Like, you must have gotten like a loan from your family or something.
Yeah,
Maybe
rich
not
parents
alone.
with a good down payment, and they have to both be working.
It's
Yeah.
like Utah daddy's money.
Seriously.
Um, electric cars are becoming more popular, threatening the effectiveness of gas taxes. What are the government's options here? Hint, is there a way the government could track miles driven?
Just get rid of
I
electric
personally
cars.
said that.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. I said screw. Like I said, I don't care about electric cars. I'll always be gas. Um, I just don't see the benefit because my buddy has a electric car. They went down, so they're planning a trip to California. So they have to stop at certain charge places. Well, the charge place that they were told that would be working, they get there, it's broken. They now have their car's dead. They now have to rent a car, go back all the way back to Orem to get at their truck, drive all the way back to Beaver to tow their electric car all the way back.
I'm pretty sure
And
there
that
was
sounds
a
completely stupid.
lawsuit there or something because I think there's only like 3 or 4 Tesla charger stations in Beaver, and that's the halfway point.
Yeah.
And the gas station owner isn't getting paid for it. He's like, so I'm just gonna put a garbage bag over it, and you guys are tough out of luck.
Jeez.
Oh, jeez. That's crazy. Yeah, it probably is the same because it's that halfway point, and so, and also too, when you go to charge a car, it takes like 3 hours. When I can fill a tank of
Yeah.
gas in 3 minutes.
I'm just not like a electric car kind of person, you know. I just grew up wanting a truck, and my wife
Yep.
is like, yeah, just like hit me with one of those Forerunners one of these days, and I'm like, okay. So
Yes.
Deal
two
the
big
deal.
vehicles and deal. I'm like one of the coolest freaking looking at mom cars that you can buy right now, and a truck. That sounds fantastic.
No, it's
Yeah, my
crazy.
parents just bought a Forerunner.
In California, I think by 2035 is there, or maybe 2030, I'm not sure. They want to like phase out the selling of gas vehicles completely. And then they also just like passed a recent law that like you can't buy gas like stoves or ovens anymore either. So like there's like going total electricity.
my god.
But California
Yeah.
also has frequent like total blackouts.
Yeah. When they announced that, the mayor announced it says by 2035 they want to go all electric. The next day, it crashed. The power grid crashed. I'm like, if that isn't a sign, I don't know what is.
Did you see what happened with Wyoming like a week after California said that? They were pretty much like saying like pretty much like screw that, that sounds stupid, and they're like everybody just keep buying gas cars. Like it's almost incentivized not having an electric car. Not that anybody in Wyoming really is. Not that there's people in Wyoming. I don't
Yeah,
I only
you're
know
running
like
How
for
many people are you
Wyoming.
talking about here?
the governor is like one of 5 people, so
True. Oh man. But going back to that, I think if it ever was to move away, and like I still think they should still give that loyalty to people that have gas, and that tax shouldn't just be removed because not as many people are using it. But that's what I put.
I think you just go to a mile system, to be quite honest with
Yeah.
you. Of course,
I would
there'd be a lot of
expect-
fraud with that, but
Yeah.
you track your miles, you just take it in with your inspection, your emissions, and then
You get a tax break on it.
yeah,
they used to give you money back, like kind of like a rebate. The government would give you that if you bought a electric car. I think it was only in select states, so like Florida, Texas, and California. Maybe not Texas because they're super conservative, and maybe not to Florida, but I knew California for a long time was incentivizing it, and now they are like, hey, we're not going to give everybody like $4,000 because you just bought a car. And they're like, yeah, no, duh, you ding dongs.
And now you're gonna be forced to buy
Seriously.
one.
Let's just force everybody to buy what we want. Sounds great.
Number
Seriously.
4, some governments offer tax incentives if you buy solar panels on your roof. Why do you think the government offers this? What does this do to the price of solar panels? I said the government does this to ensure there's enough energy for those who can't afford solar panels, like for the rest of the public. This would, if more people are buying solar panels, you would think the price would drop. I don't think they really do a whole lot. But I also know, like, in California, like, because my family's from California, so I'm just kind of up to date on like their laws. If you buy solar panels, you sell your energy back to the main grid, and then they give you like your tax break that way. Um,
Oh, okay.
but and then you buy your electricity. It's kind of a ripoff. You sell your electricity back to like the power company, and then because by law you
You still
have to have
have to pay
power
for
on your
electric?
house. Yeah, you still pay for
Yeah, you still
electric.
pay for electric. It's actually a sham, to be
Oh
honest with you.
my gosh. That sounds so
They,
stupid.
but I think in Utah, you could pretty much get your solar panels almost completely paid for, but you can't sell your electricity to to the state because they already own you pretty much. So since they kind of own your solar panels, you pretty much give them all your electricity and then you pay for electricity for having solar panels if you do it that way. I mean, if you just pay for them outright, which, Utah Daddy money they do that a lot here.
Yep.
So
I wish I had a rich dad.
Seriously, where did that happen? But yeah. Well, I heard that in California they do that even with like rainwater because my in-laws are in California and they collect rainwater. The government charges them for how much rainwater they collect. I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I've heard that it's like federally illegal to like catch rainwater.
Yeah,
Go to
you can
jail
only
for it.
store so much. So anything over that, they'll charge you for it. And I'm like, that's probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because one,
Yeah.
California, at least where my family's in San Diego, or my in-laws are in San Diego, it doesn't rain a whole ton anyways.
Mhm.
So I don't know. That just shows you how crazy California is.
amen.
Oh man.
Is it possible to save on taxes through a 529 college savings plan? Why do you think the government offers this plan?
I looked
Yes,
it up
absolutely.
on that and you save plenty of money. I mean, if you have plans to pay for your kids' education, which dang, lucky, but your parents get a good write-off for at least having that savings plan.
Yeah, 529 is great.
I was
Oh,
I was looking at a 529 plan because we just had a baby a couple months ago, and I was like, I should probably like put away some sort of money for the future. But in a 529, I guess the child's like completely entitled to the money like the second they turn 18. So
Yep.
like if they're like a drug addict or something, they get like the money regardless. Which I was like, dang.
yeah, just
Yep.
put it in a mutual
That's the hard
fund.
thing about it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'll just do a mutual fund instead.
And you could just choose whether or not to give it to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then or
okay.
Have you
I'll
been
give
good
them what
enough?
they need and I'll keep the rest.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Or
because there's
just
a good
use,
chance they may not even go to like a big school, so you just have to pay less.
you could always just have a mutual fund and buy them a house wherever they decide
Yeah.
to be, and then you just rent it out to all their college buddies or something like that.
I'll be the Utah
Cha-ching.
daddy.
Yeah, you got to become the generational wealth, my boys.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Trying.
Sometimes the government gives a free check to someone for unemployment or disability. What does this do to the labor market? Does this introduce a perverse incentive?
This frustrates me so much.
Goodbye.
Seriously. This,
They
this
literally,
happened recently with COVID. People would rather get government help than go get a job.
well,
Mhm.
it's like a constant. So like people right now, it's almost the government hands out so much money to like in terms of unemployment that it almost incentivizes, I guess it does straight up incentivize people to just not work, like just be lazy and just mooch off the government. And like
Yeah.
the government is just like, this is
Whatever.
how it goes. And you're like, this is not how it goes. Like,
Why do
don't wanna
I?
pay for
And that's
this.
my taxes paying for that.
Amen.
That's the other part. Yeah, I have a buddy that does this. He works very minimal, makes only about 30, maybe 28,000 a year, but the government pays for all his food, all his groceries, all his everything. So that 30,000 is just like extra change for them because they don't rent; they live with his parents. So that 30,000 is just for whatever they want. So they go to Disneyland, they go to, they just got back from Cancun, and I'm like,
It's like,
yeah,
I don't
I
got
paid
money
for
to go
that
to
trip.
Cancun.
Seriously,
Like, dang, I work a
but it's
lot.
like
I
just
mean, I make more than that, but like, I work a lot for that.
Yeah.
yeah. I obviously I make more than that, but again, the government's paying for everything else, so that 30,000 is just straight pocket
Just
change for him.
pocket. Oh, that
Yeah,
sounds
it's
awesome.
frustrating.
Don't tell me
Communism.
that.
Well, you got to have kids too. It does help with kids.
Yeah, that's
Um,
if you make 30,000 and you have kids, that's when it, because 30,000 as a college student, you're like, oh, it's not that bad.
yeah, he's 30,000 with 3 kids,
Yeah,
Holy
that money's
crap.
probably gone.
They need to turn that faucet
but
off.
he chooses not to improve at his job or anything because he gets so much government help.
That's sad.
Because he gets $1,200 a week for food.
Dang,
$1,200.
$1,200 a week.
That's more than I
I
make in a.
would. That's one paycheck for me.
Yeah, that's like,
I was like,
yeah.
I would love $1,200 a month just for food. I mean, I'd use it for other things too, but it's all on his like food stamps or SNAP
Like,
card or whatever it's called now. $1,200
yeah,
for food a week. So if
that's
you
yeah,
times that by
that's
4, that's what like $6,000,
$4,800.
48.
48, yeah, $4,800 just for food.
Dang. That's more
And
than
it's
like my
all
wife and I were
it's
making with both of us working.
That's
Yep.
like that's a little less than what my household income is. I'm like, are you serious? How do I get this? I mean, no,
three kids, pick a
uh,
very menial job, go apply for financial or food stamps and all that. Go to WIC. Everything's paid for your wife and kids. Pretty much.
okay. So the only issue there is I'm gonna pass on the kids for a little while more. Dang.
That's fair. Yeah, it's crazy. It bothers the crap out of me because he always says, "Oh yeah, we're going on a trip." I'm like, "Yeah," because the government's paid for everything else, so why not? He doesn't like when I say that.
You say that to him?
We can keep going. Oh yeah, I said yeah because the government paid for it.
Yeah, next question.
Ben pretty much answered
Anyways,
this when he
so-
asked, "How do I get this?" It's like, yeah, it incentivizes people to quit.
Oh, it absolutely incentivizes people not to work.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm from
Anyways.
Alabama. There's ghetto and everything there, so like people do this like a lot. Like a lot.
Roll
Roll Tide.
Not
Lots
bad.
of that.
Recently Amazon was looking for cities for its second headquarters. What kind of incentives might local governments offer them? Who are the winners and who are the losers in this scenario?
I mean, I speculate because I have no idea, but I would assume like a big company like Amazon coming to build in your state, the government's going to give them a pretty nice tax break to build there, just because one is going to create more job opportunities. Because Amazon's not going anywhere ever, and so it's a win-win for both governments or the state they build in and for Amazon.
Yeah, I think they give them tax breaks on the land as well. So they get like a tax exemption so they don't have to pay for a lot of their income tax, and then they also get the tax write-off of essentially free land because they don't pay any of their property tax or anything like that either. So
Yeah, because there's
must be
going to make all the
nice.
1,500 employees pay taxes that Amazon now hires.
Amen. As they should.
Oh man,
Yeah,
as
because
they should.
really
You're
the
absolutely
local
right.
government is probably like, yeah, tax break for the business. We'll make up for that in income tax on all the employees. So like they're getting their
Oh
money.
yeah. You think you get Amazon's bringing a second headquarters, probably 2,000 people, 2,000 new employees there.
Yeah.
It's a
they'll
lot
make
of
a
money
30 to
coming
40
back.
grand. Yeah.
And you know Amazon's not going anywhere, so they'll make that back up in 5 years, and then anything after that's just bonus for them.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Sometimes
scam.
Yeah. Sometimes a city will give tax incentives or cash to a company to build something. Who are the winners and who are the losers in this scenario?
I think we kind
I
of
think
talked
It's
about
kind of the
that. It's
exact
incentive for
same
both.
thing. Yeah.
everybody's a winner,
It's just
dude.
not Amazon.
Yeah. Having
Every
a child gets you a tax credit. How does this incentive work?
Jason?
Yeah, boy. I have 3 of them. No, just kidding.
Tax credits?
As my one friend says, has 4 kids, and that's why she has kids, to get that tax credit. And I'm like, that is not why you have kids, because it really isn't that big. I mean, it's at the end of the year for me, it was 2,000 per kid. Pretty nice. I obviously spent way more than that on them throughout the year. With just diapers alone for my 6-month-old, I usually spend probably $3,000 a year on diapers. So getting 2,000 back's like, oh yeah, but I still spent 1,000 on diapers, so great. But it is nice. It is convenience. I would not do it. I would not have a kid just to get it. That's stupid. But it is convenient if you are having kids.
And then you get rid of all your kids in about 20 years, and then the government is like, okay, so where's my 10 grand?
You can pay more taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's just you and your wife now? Okay, well now you can pay more taxes. I was like, wait a minute. What?
Why would someone build a private school when there are so many public schools available?
Tax exempt, 100%. Pretty much everything
Tax exempt.
is, and you could get like the government will just like give you money for things, like so you're tax exempt. Plus the government is just like, here's money for books. You're like,
Yeah.
Like, heck
awesome.
Yeah. Every kid gets a MacBook. What?
So like every
Yeah.
kid gets a MacBook.
Or-
So here's the money for that, and then also you can write this off. Why?
Yeah. So now you're paid for it, and now you're giving me more money back. Yeah. Yeah. My public school now offers every kid a Chromebook that I went to when I was in high school. Every 9th grade goes in, gets a Chromebook, and then they take it with them through their 4 years.
I know, it's
I'm like-
crazy.
I was like, where's mine? Where the heck?
I need
I still got
reparations for
computers.
this.
Reparations.
It's not fair.
Public schools enjoy public
Is it-
funding. Pretend you control this budget. What incentives might you have to spend the budget carefully and efficiently? I didn't really understand this question. I was asking.
You
I
can
just
put like,
said you choose who goes to.
yeah, you can pretty much give them funding based off of anything. So like,
The
if you
football
want,
team.
Yeah.
if you want the football team to do well, you can incentivize that, or you can incentivize having a clean school or having like good ACT or SAT scores, or just having good normal grades. You can incentivize anything.
Gotcha.
Yep, having an average GPA of a 3.5 instead of like a 2.0 type of thing.
Yeah.
So you just choose how you want to incentivize that.
Okay. Assume your budget for next year will decrease if you don't spend all your budget this year. This introduces a perverse incentive in the mind of the manager. How does this incentive work? How might this incentive hurt the organization? How might this incentive hurt the taxpayers.
Is anybody here a clerk for the church?
No.
I was a clerk at one point, and my dad was a clerk for like straight up like 20 years straight. The church does this as well. So like if your young men's program doesn't use all its money, they're just like, oh, you need less money. So even within the church, they're like,
Really?
okay, yeah, yeah. So like if your young men's group, if they want additional funding on top of what they get, which most of the time it's pretty easy to spend what the church gives you because they want you to do fundraisers. But if you just don't use it at all, they're like, okay, take that away from you. So I lived in like on my mission, I lived in like
Yep.
Connecticut and stuff, super rich areas,
Mhm.
and they literally like did not give the church did not give them any money, like none. They're just like, hey, do a
Oh, that's so
fundraiser.
lucky.
And then like their fundraiser was, hey, brother so and so, you're worth like $60 million. Can we have like 7,000? They're like, yeah,
Here you
chump
go, bud.
change.
Well, now he
So-
just writes it off as a charitable donation.
Yeah, so the church doesn't really, they do the same
Interesting.
thing. But yeah, they definitely, if they have extra funds, they spend extra funds. Whether it's in the church or the managers, just like it says on Daniel's screen, like they're just going to use money and sometimes it's wasted for no reason.
Yeah. Like they take all the
Yeah.
kids to In-N-Out Burger after the temple trip.
Okay,
Just
that
like-
is
Yep.
that is essential.
Mine wasn't In-N-Out. Mine was always Iceberg in Utah.
Iceberg. Oh, okay.
After Temple Triplet Mission, we go to B-Dubs.
B-Dubs.
B-Dubs in Gardendale.
In
Yeah.
Gardendale,
Yep,
we did Sonic.
Sonic. Heck yeah.
Nice. Nice,
Um,
nice.
Pretend you control a publicly funded budget and a friend or family member tries to sell you on a product or service. How would you handle this conflict of interest?
I just tell them that it's a conflict of interest and then like see if
Yeah.
someone else can decide on them or not. Because if it's up to me, then it's just an automatic no. But if somebody else can decide on it, like if you have a board of people that decide this budget, which is probably more normal,
Yeah.
then
I would
obviously
just
I would have
excuse
that happen.
myself from that. Yeah. Yeah, agreed. If it's a product or service, I'd have to see the value that it brings back to the public funds. If it helps it, there's a good chance there's a possibility, but more than likely it's no, just because of the conflict of interest. Because then someone else is gonna say, "Well, they got more than me because of da 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 da," and there's gonna be drama.
Yeah. How do bribes work? Pretend you're in a country and are trying to get your visa renewed. Would it be possible to bribe an official in order to expedite the process? Does this introduce any conflicts of interest? Is it possible this could cause harm to others?
That is
So-
illegal.
It's illegal here. So in a lot of Central and South America, it is so normal.
Oh, it's part of South America. That's how the president gets president.
So I'm going to Brazil and I'm just gonna have like some extra cash just in case. Not if I need to bribe, but like if I need to get out of a situation via a bribe. Like
Yep.
I
In
didn't
Paraguay,
know
we
that
were
this
always
was the
told to
thing.
carry an extra $5, just in case you got robbed. So you just give them the money and
Are you going to the north or the
Leave.
south of Brazil?
I'm going. So my brother served his mission in the north part of Brazil, and then found him a wife in like one state down. So it's like the equivalent of like somebody from Utah marrying a person, or someone that lived in Utah marrying a person from Arizona. So we'll be
Okay.
up in the
okay.
northeast.
I
area
think
of
the
Brazil.
north is more like I think it's cleaner in the north from what I've heard. Like it's more conservative, and, like,
Yeah, so
safer.
that it is. And then it's also the part of Brazil we're going to is like a huge touristy area for other South Americans. So like rich people from like Paraguay and Argentina, they
Mhm.
just like pull up to this one area that he's gonna live in.
Because no one goes to Paraguay for vacation. They always go to Brazil.
I wouldn't
So-
go to Paraguay.
I started my mission in Paraguay. Yeah, don't go there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Uruguay.
I honestly have no desire to go back. It's so dangerous. I think just being on the mission, I was extra protected, but I would never ever take my wife and kids there.
Did you go to Uruguay?
I don't know. Never been there.
Of all the countries in South America, I think Paraguay would be like the bottom of my list.
No,
Uh,
dude, El Salvador,
It's the bottom of
man.
my list.
No, I would go to El Salvador before I went to Paraguay, and then I would go. Probably would
I go to
skip out on
Colombia with
Venezuela.
the drug. Yeah, I would skip out
Oh yeah,
Venezuela.
actually
Just with
Venezuela's
everything
at the
going
bottom
on.
of my list. Venezuela's whack. I don't even think Americans can go
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I want to go to Ecuador. All right,
Oh,
next
man.
question.
Suppose a healthy person cheats on their taxes. Is this a victimless offense? What if non-wealthy person cheats on their taxes? You break the law, you break the law. Doesn't matter how rich you are.
Yeah, pretty
Very
much
good.
everybody is
Both are
harmed.
wrong. Last one. Suppose someone
Sometimes
steals
for the rich, it takes longer.
yeah.
I feel like they get the rich a lot longer. It takes them longer to get them when it's like normal household that they get them pretty quick.
And then if they like do stuff to get tax credit, we still like to investigate them and their business. They're like, oh, rich people just did something to stay rich. How dare
Totally
they?
fine. Totally fine.
Like, right, well, if that's the system that's set up, then just let them live the system that is set up. Sorry that you guys
Yep.
really sucked at it when you were creating a system.
Hey man, the rich people make the rules. They did it on purpose.
Facts.
It's true.
Um,
Where those bribes come in.
yeah. Suppose someone
Oh, man.
steals
All right.
some copywritten material. Is this a victimless offense? I've downloaded
Uh,
music illegally before.
So it only
I think
becomes
I
an
think
offense when it like keeps the producer from making money. So like yeah, like downloading a song illegally is pretty bad. But if you start to spread it out, like trying to spread it to like all your friends, that's pretty harmful because that's like $20. Say if you share it to like 15 friends or so, like it's quite a bit of money that these producers are not getting. Same with like a cartoon or something. Someone just like
you know,
takes it, scans it, prints it. Like that person's never gonna get any of that money.
There was this missionary in my mission that brought that up like halfway through. He was super adamant because like we used to like share music with all missionaries would share music, and he
Oh,
was like, "We're
gosh.
Oh,
breaking
yeah.
the law, like we're criminals." And like he like went to the mission
Oh,
president
yeah.
about it and everything. The mission
We
president
don't
was
have the
like,
spirit
"I
because we
don't
share our
care."
music.
I did a
Oh,
lot of
man.
it. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah. You go get, at least in Paraguay, everything was on jump drives. So you go buy a 5 gig jump drive, take it over, and have them download the music, and you're good.
Did I just go on
It's
YouTube
just,
and just download music straight off of YouTube?
Yeah.
oh, from the link.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys are old enough for it, but LimeWire, anyone use that?
My dad did.
No, that makes me old.
Well, my dad is pretty technologically advanced. Like my dad graduated high school early and then just went to community college for fun and like studied computer science for fun, even though he wanted to be an engineer. So he's kind of
Oh, wow.
advanced. Yeah.
Yeah. LimeWire was a free place. You could download any music you want for free right onto your iPod.
Got shut down, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. And not for many years. Like it was, I had it for 5 years before I finally added Apple Music.
Oh wow.
Yeah. was crazy. But I said it. Every copyrighted it's a crime, whether it's victimless or not. Everyone, there's always going to be a victim, no matter how small it is.
How you guys think we did during this meeting?
Freaking
Great.
fantastic!
Fantastic.
Amazing. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. All right.
Definitely 10 out of 10.
Dope.
Because I feel like those questions. Because I remember doing those questions for like the statistics class online. Because you meet together and do those same exact questions. So that made more sense because there'd be sometimes like, I actually didn't understand a whole freaking lot, but now I do because of the group meeting. But this one is like pretty straightforward. So
Nice.
Okay.
Best group.
I'll make the Zoom or the YouTube link or whatever. I'll send to you guys.
perfect.
All right.
Alright.
Sounds good. Talk to you
All
boys
right.